Welcome into the Next Level Podcast. Is JP. Tristan is not here. Antoine is not here. But joining me now is Billy Duran. I'm going to call you Guru Billy. Can I call you Guru Billy?
Guru is fine. I don't really like titles and stuff. So Kuya, that's what my instructor likes to be called. Means friend. It's the Filipino term for friend. I like that better, but I am technically a guru if you like that. Those terms and stuff.
I'll probably just stick to Billy, though.
I like that much better.
Okay.
I would prefer that.
Now, for those of you who don't know Billy, Billy is a Kali. Well, I'm not even going to say just Kali, but Kali has been your main emphasis. Is that correct?
Yeah. I started doing Kali when I was about 16 years old. I actually started training in Jeet Kune Do, like boxing, kickboxing. I did some karate and stuff, and through all those adventures, I ended up as a 16-year-old in a little gym on the west side of Pueblo called Pacific Warrior MMA. Well, it's just Pacific Warrior Island Arts at the time.
Okay.
That was a long time ago, but it wasn't Pacific Warrior MMA yet. It was just Pacific Warrior Island Arts, and the instructor Gabe Charbonneau, he taught Kali, and his style is a family style called Kali Marquina. And I ended up just kind of falling in love with it. Did fights for him, trained with him for a long time, pretty much until I turned 18 and 21 at that gym. So pretty long time. And then eventually I kind of just went on a little journey on my own and just started training with different instructors all over the country and outside of the country and anywhere that I could go and train.
Now, for people who don't know, Kali is?
Kali is a Filipino art, Filipino martial art. It really focuses on weapons. The weapon aspect is really the big thing. It's used by like guerrilla fighters from the Philippines. There's so many different styles depending on what part of the Philippines you're from. I won't pretend to know all that, but there's just too much information to go over. But it's primarily a blade art, so focusing on the machete or the kukri or the whatever you want to call it, and the knife is a huge part of it, of course. But you can translate a lot of those movements over into empty hands. It's a pretty popular style in even like boxing. There's been some very significant Pinoy boxers out there from the Philippines, and it has its own style and its own ins and outs, and it's a very effective system.
You said you've been training, or not training, but teaching Kali now for the last 3 years here in Pueblo.
Yeah.
So the majority of your Kali career has been fighting, training for fights, and doing that. Now you've traveled the world, right?
Yeah. I've been all over the place to train and participate. Actually finding full contact stick fighting was incredibly difficult. It's weird. When I was a kid, we used to watch these VHS tapes by a group called the Dog Brothers. Guru Mark Denny's group. There's some great instructors there, and they did what they called real contact stick fighting. And as a kid, we used to watch these VHS tapes. I remember the first one that I watched was Stick versus Other Weapons is what it was called. I still have it on VHS. And it was just these guys in fencing masks fighting any style that wanted to show up and fight them in a park with any weapon that they wanted. Realistically, like we're not, they're not out there murdering each other or anything, but, they, kendo guys brought bokens, and there was nunchucks, 3-section staffs, all kinds of stuff. It was just, I believe it was just to prove that the stick was such an effective weapon against anything that you could bring. And growing up, I just thought that was amazing. It was also during the time of the UFC. I was really into NHB, no holds bar fighting, Vale Tudo, which was the precursor to MMA. And I loved all that stuff, combat sports. And I just fell in love with stick fighting. I did my first full contact stick fight when I was 18 years old at an event in Colorado Springs called Circle of Combat Action. It was run by a guy, Tony Coca, and I don't remember exactly when it was, 2003, 2002, something like that. And it was a full contact stick match, and that was the first time I ever did one. And after that, I was just hooked. I love the real fighting aspect of it, the proving what you could do, and that wasn't really a popular notion at the time. It was all about looks. It didn't really get to be full contact. I think the Dog Brothers really helped pioneer that, And through them, I always wanted to go to their gathering. They have what's called the Open Gathering of the Pack. Mm-hmm. And what that is in California, they get together and anybody can participate in this. And you show up and it's very minimal equipment, fencing masks, gloves, basically, live sticks. The rules are pretty minimal. No groin shots, no eye gouging. Friends at the end of the day. It's not. Yeah. There's no winners. There's no losers. It's just about pure raw competition. You don't go there to win trophies. You don't go there to win prizes. You don't go there for medals. You go there to fight. You go there to prove that you know how to fight. You go there to represent your style, and it's just hard fighting. So,
and now there's been kind of an expansion, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
Pacific Warrior's kind of gone away.
Right.
The gym.
So Pacific Warrior doesn't exist right now, and we are now part of Jackson's MMA Association. Just became official. It's really exciting. They gave us a home, and I'm teaching Kali now out of Jackson's MMA. On Tuesdays and Fridays at 6 p.m. We mainly focus on full contact stick, but I'm down to teach all aspects of the art, and it's a great gym overall. So definitely check it out. They got everything there. So
no, the style that you do is I call it the Duran style, because it's not just swinging your stick and learning knives. You teach a little bit of the knees come into it, sure. The elbows come into it, that kind of Muay Thai kind of thing. Yep. You've threatened us with other martial arts that you can throw at us.
Yeah.
You're talking about a kickboxing class.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know. I think it's cool because I'm not just learning how to Jason Bourne somebody in the neck with a pen.
Yeah.
But I'm learning all this other stuff too.
Right. Yeah. It's I will say that you should branch out and train in as many martial arts as you can. I don't think one martial art has all the answers. I myself, I love jiu-jitsu. I think it's a great addition to Kali because it adds a lot of aspects that Kali might not necessarily cover, as much as people hate to hear that, Kali instructors or whatever, but it's the truth. And you should combine. And I do like to add a lot of the aspects of other stuff that I've trained into my style of Kali that I teach, including Muay Thai and things like that I like to add in. I myself am trying to learn the Thai style of stick fighting, Krabi Krabong. I'd really like to learn some more of that. I'm a big fan of it, so I like to mess around with some of that stuff myself. So yeah, you just get a bunch of different things. I think you should know how to fight in every range and with any kind of tool that you can get your hands on.
Now, you mentioned the Dog Brothers earlier. Just kind of talk a little bit about the influence the Dog Brothers have had.
I think that they've really done a great job of bringing Kali to the forefront and really giving a lot more attention to full contact fighting and showing that it is a real art and that it is very effective, and it's a real deal, and you have to fight, and you can fight, and you can cover yourself in all different ranges. Everything from checking for that hidden weapon that somebody's got, to using a stick against everything from chains to staffs. I mean, I've fought it all. Staffs, chains, all kinds of good stuff. So, yeah, so it's a wonderful thing. They've done a great thing bringing it out and really exposing it to the public.
Well, thank you for coming on the show, Billy. I wanted to have you on just to kind of let it be out there that this exists. Somebody may be at home thinking, I'd like to do that, or you see this and you're like, oh crap, that's awesome. I want to do it, and it's here. That's something, like I said, I just didn't think it was in Pueblo, but it is. So I just kind of wanted to get the awareness out there. Plus, you threatened to hit me without a helmet if I didn't bring you on the show.
I don't remember that, but sure.
I didn't want to get hit, so I had to bring you on.
I don't think that was true, but okay. Yeah,
that's because I'd put you in a chokehold, so you forgot.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. That's exactly how it happened.
Yeah, but check us out, Headhunter Social Club, Instagram, at Headhunter Social Club. There's some underscores in there. I'm sure you can figure it out.
We're going to put it in the comments, so if you want to check out the Headhunter Social Club Instagram page, you'll be able to do that. But for now, you want to follow us at RPO Sports on Instagram, Twitter at RPO Sports, and where you're watching us now at Facebook at RPO Sports. For Billy Duran, it's JP for the Next Level Podcast. We'll see you next time.